All right, what's up, Dragon Brood? We're gonna go back to the well again, and we're gonna try to play a card that I really wanted to make playable and good, and that's Kotis the Fangbear. Some of y'all out there seem to be fans of this card too, so hopefully this is the one that you want to play. All right, so starting at the top, we do have some Llanowar Elves, which is super nice. We do have Bitter Triumphs, just for some removal. Badger Mole Cub, yes, I know people get tired of seeing this card, but honestly, the fact that it can, another way to ramp us up to 4, makes it easier to cast Kotis. And it does just allow us to play other things around that card as well. Bramble Familiar for some extra mana, or late game just find one of our key cards. Innkeeper's Talent just to pump our stuff up and give it a little bit of ward protection. We do have Intrepid Paleontologist for multiple mana because we are going to need both black and blue in this list, as well as getting rid of stuff from the graveyards. Few copies of Origin of Metal Bending. This can put extra counters on Kotis so it can hit harder. This can get rid of artifacts, enchantments, or it can just protect something like your Badger Mole Cub if you need to. We do have some Tender Wild Guides so we can make more mana in different colors, or just make more creatures. Predator Ooze hiding out in here, which seems to be a favorite of a couple of people on the channel that are followers of the channel, which is also really cool. So this card makes the cut. We do have some Ouroboros, because, of course, we're playing creatures. But Kotis, if you don't know what this is, it's indestructible. It's 2/1, so not too big, but whenever it deals damage to a player, you exile the top X cards of their library, and then you get to play any number of those cards of that cost or less. So if you deal 3, you remove 3 cards, and then you can play things that cost 3 or less, basically. Moving on, we do have Sabsunin, Lux Embodied, which lets us get extra cards, and Bonnie Paul, which is another way to draw cards, gives us 2 creatures. What I want to do, though, is I'm realizing I want to cut a Metal Bending, and I want to cut one of something else. Actually, you know what? We're just gonna go up and play 2 Maelstrom Pulse. That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna play 2 Maelstrom Pulse. I just want a little extra removal in here and have some flexibility for killing some more things. So this should work. Our lands are a mess. I'm not even gonna go over them. We're 3 colors. We'd rather have all the right shock lands, but we don't get those for a couple months till Lorwyn shows up. And if you want to save money on Magic, legitly, you can save 5% on everything if you go over to Tales of Adventure. It's toamagic.com. You can use my code DRAGON. It's DRAGN. It's that simple, and you'll support the channel while you're saving money. But all right, let's go play some games and see if Kotis can get some wins. This is tough with no black mana, but I think we're going to give it a go anyway. This is kind of one of those just hope for the best type situations. All right, let's go Llanowar Elf. Fortunately, we did find black mana there. If we can... Actually, I probably should have played the Breeding Pool first, actually. Just take the 2 damage. Would have been smarter. Doesn't ultimately matter here, though. There's an Ouroboros. That could possibly bait out some more seam rips from the opponent. There it is. Oh, and we can get everything back by using... Oh, check this out, y'all. This is a thing you don't see happen too often. Destroy target non-land permanent, all other permanents with the same name. We would like to have those back, thanks. Sick. Hell yeah. Love being in that business. Gonna shelter something. Alright. Oh, well, I was gonna Ouroboros, but this is pretty good too. I'm just gonna... We want to do Kotis things, but I also would like to slow my opponent down, because I also know these decks don't necessarily have a lot of creatures to put all those auras on. Alright. And another shelter? No, okay. So now we're cooking a little bit. Let's go with Ouroboros and see if we can attack here. Let's try to do the thing. Thing is successful. We will be attacking. All right. Looks like we found a Feather of Flight. We can also play Sebsunin to block next turn. But looks like they found a shelter here. But, oh, opponent. Well, you can target our enchantment. Can't really target our creature. Which is fine for us, really. We don't care all that. Well, then they're just dead, right? All right. Well, that works for us. Man, that was a great Maelstrom Pulse. Let's keep this. We got all the colors. This is great. I do appreciate how just a lot of cards being in Standard means like random situations happen that you just forget about. Or even when you're deck building, right? There's sometimes I'll get done with the deck and then I'll just set it aside. And then a couple days later, I'll be like, oh, wait, this card's still Standard legal. Let me go pull up one of those decks I've been working on and play that. Let's do this. And attack for 1. All right. Badger Mole might eat it here, but then we get to play Kotis, and that's mostly fine for us. This feels like a trap. So, if... I can tap 2, 4, 5, 6. But if they have the thing, we have to pay 3 or more. If we play Badger Mole Cub, these still only tap for 6. Alright, I'll just do this. I assume it's going to get countered. Yeah, I assumed it was going to be no more lies. Not a surprise there. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Just to unlock more mana for next turn and see what happens. Sure, I'll attack. Then if they have something like Split Up, they destroy all tap creatures, we'll still have a Badger Mole left. Oh, alright, here we go. Actually, you know what? We're just going to play Kotis here, actually. Oh, actually, this isn't bad either. Because if they sweep the board, we're left with 1, 2, 3. Nah, well, damn. You want to draw cards against the blue decks, but I think this is the right way to go. We're just going to get greedy here. Put some counters on our Kotis. So in the event the board gets swept here, which is very likely, we at least have Kotis left behind with 3 counters on it. Or with 3 power on it, I should say. Oh, yeah, that's not even close, opponent. Yep, awesome. I wonder, when we could have tapped for 3, 6, 9, 10. I didn't have enough mana. I was thinking I could have... Actually, you know, it would have been better to Sebsunin and Kotis, honestly, than play Ouroboros there. Because then, if they would have had, say, like, Day of Judgment, we don't lose either of our creatures. We still would have got the 2 Earthbended lands back, so we still would have had 3. If we untap a land, we'd still... Or draw an untapped land, we'd still be able to play Ouroboros. So, that was a bad play there, actually. And we would have got more cards off of Sebsunin. So, definitely could have done that differently. I guess we keep it. Like, I'm not happy about it, but I'm not sure what else we're going to do here, so sure. Looks like just some random control pile, most likely. No. Because if you were, you're definitely not rolling out that guy first. Huh. I mean, we know we get to cast that, so we'll see what happens here. I have no clue what the opponent's deck is. I don't think I've seen anything with aggressive Storm Chaser's talent. Whoa. This is a blue-white Lessons deck? Maybe it's Jeskai. And we haven't seen the red. There it is. I was going to say, we hadn't seen the red lands yet. That makes so much more sense. All right. We can get behind that. Okay. We take 2 here. We play this. Turn that into a thing. And we just pass. Leaving up the mana to use Bitter Triumph here if we need to. I assume this Badger Mole will also not have a nice time. And that's okay. He's not really that big of a part of our overall strategy. Oh, I should have used my card first. That was silly. That was the whole point of doing that, and then I didn't do the thing. All right, that didn't get eaten there, so that's kind of nice. Could have got quenched, though it did not. All right, they're going to get back probably a burn spell. No, they're probably going to draw cards. Yeah, that makes more sense. How many lessons do you have in the yard? Just one, though. All right. I'm game. We'll let you figure out what to do here. We are attacking. Yeah, I assume you're looking for a card to kill the Ouroboros here. Which I'm assuming has to be their turn here. Okay, that blocks. Don't know if that's enough to matter or not. Do we just Sabsoon in here? Nah, I think we do this. Oh, I have to use you for black mana, though. That's unfortunate. Alright, still doing it. Just gonna take 2. Or 3, I mean. Oh, crap. Meant to take the damage. Mostly because I want both of these cards in this scenario. Now the question is, can we kill them? Put a counter here. This is 3, goes to 5. Well, we have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're not even going to come close to killing them. So I want to do this. Just so they have to spend more mana to try to get rid of our stuff. Alright. Yeah, they would have been at 5. So this should do it, though. Yeah, Ultima still leaves us with an 8-8. Yep, that's more than good enough. Which would have been a 10-10. Yeah, this I don't really understand, because you're kind of a control deck, kind of a lesson deck. You know, playing stuff like Ultima and Authority of the Consoles, but takes away your ability to have enough lessons, interestingly enough. So, I don't know. I'd love to see what the rest of that deck is, because I'm sure it works. I'm just not, in my head, piecing it together. Okay. No blue mana, but I don't know if I want triple paleontologist or not. But hey, we got him, so we're going to play him. You know, I was also wondering, too, what is the most popular pet that y'all have seen on Arena? Because I feel like I see a lot of, like, the new stuff, like the cabbage and stuff, obviously. And then either of the rocks, right? Those show up. And then the sliver are, like, the ones I think I see the most. Yeah, you got firebending, dude. If you attack, I will block. Just in case you were wondering. Let's play another body. And taking 3 feels a little brave here. Let's cancel that. I might just play another creature. Nah, let's pass. Let's see what they do here first. Because there's a world where they might go to target something to get rid of it, and then we could just tap that thing to use a spell, and, you know. Yeah, I'm going to take 3. This is a little brave, little stupid, but this is where we're going. Sure. No blocks. Are we going to commit to pump your guy? I would love it if you did. Mostly because I really, really want this. Ah, they're not going to. Dang it. Oh, they're playing another Firebender Assistant. Okay, cool. Because we did really want this to resolve for us. So let's do this. And this. And then see if we can get one solid block out of this. Probably only committing the paleontologist. But they could also just ping the Ouroboros, and then activate Headliner. Okay, we don't hate that. Interesting. So we have a removal spell in hand, is what they're saying. It's basically what they're telling us. Like, we have mana to spend. How would you like to deal with this? This sucks. I think we have to do the smart thing here, though, whether we like it or not. So, we're going to lose our Ouroboros, I think. Nope, they're just going to sack a dude. All right, fair enough. Not mad at it. If that house has to go down, we can live with that. Oh no, that is not what we wanted to see, though. That was super unfortunate. Yeah, this is tough because now we don't really even have good blocks. Like, I may end up having a double block Suki. Like, this whole situation's bad now. Yeah, we're just going to take too much damage here, I think. I mean, we could get lucky and they don't attack, but I doubt that's going to be the case here. Alright, so you get multiple 1/1s. Yeah, I think this is all we can do here. And then that's the only reasonable block here. And we just kind of got to hope for the best next turn. Actually, I say that. I guess I could have blocked with the token instead of the bigger creature. Would have been smarter. But I'm kind of resigned to my fate already at this point. Yeah, we can't win from here. Yeah, because you're going to get multiple triggers from your higher claw. You get triggers from the +1. Yeah, we're just dead. All right, good job, opponent. You got us. This is exactly the type of game where we needed our indestructible creatures. Right? That's what we wanted there, and we just drew more lands and more mana. So that's tough. Actually, the only things we drew that weren't mana really were Bitter Triumph and Ouroboros. That's not a recipe for winning. Huh. I mean, we can't really keep this, right? No black mana with 3 cards. Yeah, it's just, that's not going to cut it. This we can keep. Man, I'm going to gamble all the way in on here. Let's go for it. All right, hopefully we made the right call. Not you, target that. There we go. And then play this. All right, so we have 2, 4, 6, 7. We need 9, so we're not going to be able to play both of these next turn. Unless we find another Badger Mole, because then we'd be able to tap for 3, 6, 9 exactly. Hey, Intrepid Paleontologist, you've got a job to do. Never mind about all that mana stuff. Let's go ahead and do this. And pump up the team attack for 3, because we need to be able to start using the Paleontologist in the turn. Interestingly, though, the opponent went and got... Oh, they can only get Starting Town, because that gets lands. Never mind. Dredger's Insight. You have 2 Cavero, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Wish I could have got rid of both of them. You can only get rid of 1, unfortunately. I was going to say, oh, they didn't even put the Caveros in hand. They must already have one. Or they really need mana, one or the other. But let's just make sure those are not a future problem. They can have some life there, we don't mind. Yeah, opponent says that's enough. Yeah, usually if they don't get rid of the Paleontologist immediately, then we can just leave 4 mana up, attack with everything else, and then win on the next turn. And then even if they find a removal for it, they've spent their turn dealing with the Paleontologist, and now they're just too far behind. Okay, let's keep it. Man, this is a tough one because I kind of want to know Okay, I was going to say, can we safely play it? Because you don't want to run a Paleontologist out if it's a graveyard deck and you're going to need the mana later. Okay. Are we supposed to just try for Ouroborate here? I'm going to do this. And here's why. Like, if these all somehow live, then we'll have mana up if we draw a land. Actually, don't even need to draw a land. We could Ouroborate and then protect it with Origin of Meldbending. Ah, I see you. You were hoping we would attack into that. Yeah, not blocking. No surprise. Okay, I will take the 2. Just so I can think about attacking with something here, potentially. Go to the attack step, so we can put counters on things. I would like to attack with just a Paleontologist. Alright. Saikudu, draw a card, I guess. Sounds great. I have a feeling there is a Day of Judgment incoming for some reason. How did I know? Like, sometimes you just get the vibes, you know? Untap land, please. Oh, you almost did it. You almost did it. Dang, if we could have had that turn and then start setting up cards on the Sabsunin, oh, that would have been so good. Yeah, there's no way Ouroborate's surviving there. Like, no chance. Which is why it would have been nice to already have this down. But hey, sometimes cards don't cooperate. Nope, that only leaves us 4 mana if we do that. So we got to do this first. Come on, this is where we need our other indestructible things. Our oozes and our Kotis. Those are the things we want here. Well, at least we can get rid of an Elspeth. That's nice. Wow, that's unfortunate. Almost can go looking for a Kotis. Not quite yet. I'm just going to pay the 3 life. Get rid of that. And I guess you could have another sweeper, but we don't care, really. Alright, pass turn. Mostly just setting up an opportunity to go try to get another indestructible creature out. Oh, man. Really? Season of the Burrow. Oh, man. You just see the most random cards on the ladder. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we could play a tapped Restless Cottage? Sure. Might as well get the Kotis, I guess. Alright. I mean, now they just play their Virtual Loyalty here. That works too. I mean, either way, they had tons of answers here. Alright. Yeah, so now we have to spot remove Toby on top of a billion other things. Yeah, we're not beating this. Yep, you got it. Yeah, Badger Mole's not going to do anything. We're just dead next turn. Alright, I mean, we'll try to make a go of it. Alright, let's start with you. Carrot cake. Boy, oh boy. You usually don't like seeing anything that starts with carrot cake, because it's going to be a lot of tokens, a lot of sweepers. But, on the plus side, we do have a way to protect stuff. We can get rid of things. So this isn't terrible. So let's just go ahead and pass here. Keeping all of our options available. Oh, Overlord of the Hotwoods. Okay. Definitely wasn't expecting to see that. So now I'm not sure what I want to do. Ooh, Sabsunin. Wish I would have drawn a land there. So I could have played this and left mana open. Now I kind of have to commit to doing this and leaving these available. Ugh. Okay. Kind of gross to not be attacking here, but when you know they have all types of sweepers and those types of decks, like, you sort of just get stuck. They could also just play the White Overlord here or something. I guess it could have attacked with Badgermole, though. They're going to target it again here. This means they don't have sweepers, though. So now we're going to be all in on just going for it next turn. Yeah, still no opponent. Correct to fight over it, in the sense that we had missed land drops and stuff, so that makes a lot of sense. But we had to really try to do some things. I would have liked to have found a land there. I think we're just going to do this, even though I should just be attacking with all these. My goodness. Okay, well, here we go. All right, sweeper number 1. Fortunately, we still have Maelstrom Pulse. We have Bitter Triumph, so we can deal with some Overlords. We can deal with some tokens. And Sabsunin should be hard for them to deal with. Oh, wow. They're just going to draw cards here. Okay. How close are we to just winning? Sabsunin won't be able to attack here unless we can get a counter on it. And there's another Maelstrom Pulse. Okay, let's assume we spend a mana, get a counter on it. So that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Or we could... Man. All right, let's start with the easy option here. See if we can even get the counter on there to start with. We did, and there's an Ouroboros. Fantastic. So then let's do this. Playing this. Which lets us use this. And then we just attack. Turning this into a base 3. And get all the damage we can get out of that. Alright, opponent's at 2. Yeah, Day of Judgment doesn't kill us. And we know we get to put 1 counter on the creature with Ouroboros. So I guess that's what we do. I mean, they might have a removal spell for us. I don't know. Oh, I needed to play this first because I needed the black mana to get rid of this guy. Oh, that sucks. I might have just messed up. All right. Well. Go to attack. They will gain some life here. But that only puts them to 5. Oh, that's enough to stay alive, though. Because they could double block and go to 4. All right. I see you. But yeah, I definitely messed up. Because I could have gotten that out the way and then they would have just been dead. So, definitely a mistake on my part. This will put 2 counters on next turn with another 2. So let's just go ahead and see what happens here. That's fine, I guess. Man, Sabsunin was the workhorse in this game. Alright. Do you have 2 things to deal with an Ouroboros and a creature land? Because that's what's coming. Good old Buried in the Garden. That's one you don't see too often. Haven't played with that in a while. Let's go ahead and fire it up. Go to attack. Get in there. All right, cool. Easy peasy. Okay, let's give it a go. We got double Kotis. There's a chance Kotis gets to do something this time. Gotta hope, right? All of our hopes and dreams. Okay, that didn't immediately kill our elf, so that's good. Obviously, we would love to draw our paleontologist here. Doing it like this so that we can leave up Bitter Triumph. But there's a chance we're just going to try to kill Gorehound here, I think. Voice of Victory or Gorehound? I'm just going to get rid of the Gorehound. And I know that they can play, what's his name, Sephiroth behind this, but I think this is the way I want to go. We're just going to try to go bigger. All right, we can do this. And then play that, and then pass. Okay, it was not a Sephiroth turn, which is good. Because it could have been, and that could have been very bad. Sad that they got a nesting bot, though, because now it means they're going to be able to block, and sadly, we can't do anything about it. But let's go attack at least with these two. Force them to do something. You probably block with nesting bot. Yeah, that makes sense. All right. And then we raise the pass. Nope, we're just going to play Sephiroth now. Fair enough. So that's one creature. It'll be 2-3 creatures when they attack with the Voice of Victory. Yep. So now, if we block to kill Voice of Victory, they just get to flip the Sephiroth, and we don't want that. So we're just going to have to hope to get lucky here. We need to draw one of our removal spells for a Sephiroth, basically. Otherwise, we just die anyway, and it doesn't really matter. But we have options. We have outs. There's also a chance they block with Sephiroth. Ah, that's not what we were looking for. Ugh. Ugh. Is there anything good we can do here? We don't have double blue, so we can't get the blockers with that. Yeah, it's not great. We just kind of got an ugly draw here. Kind of all we can do. Wish I would have got a pump spell here. Would have been real nice. I guess we get rid of that. Ultimately, I don't think this matters, though. I think there's just a bunch of cards they can have. And we just die anyway. Yeah, our hand was pretty bad. Triple Kotis. Yeah, alright. GG's. We don't even need to mess around with it. That's tough. That was the opposite, where we drew Kotis and nothing else. Like, none of the things that pump it up. We drew one removal spell. Like, just everything came up wrong in that one. Oh, that's gross. Like, that was a no chance we're keeping that type hand. This one? Alright, I'm going to do this. Hoping we draw black mana to cast a Bitter Triumph against something that's relevant. Don't know that we will. But we'll see. Good old Authority of the Consoles. Yeah. I guess so. Play that. Cast this. And then hope we get to resolve this Absunin, I guess. Oh, well, now we will, for sure. Might as well go for it, right? I'm going to say no attack, just in case they have a split up for their removal. Well, alright, didn't matter. Probably getting rid of a paleontologist here. Yep. Does suck. They don't know that we kind of wanted it for black mana, but... do we just play another Badger Mole Cub? Does it even matter if we play Badger Mole Cub? I guess is the other question. I guess we just attack here. Just say, you do your thing. Well, there goes our Sabsunin, I imagine. Alright, well, good news. We have ways to get rid of that. Bad news, didn't draw one. So, if we Badger Mole Cub with one of these... Oh, we wouldn't have the extra black to activate that anyway. So, I say we just do this. Turn that into a guy, I guess. Play a creature. And then attack for 4. Alright. Kind of all we can do. There's a synthesizer. Alright. I'm going to assume, probably wrongly, that they left a Star Cage on top. If so... Well, we can't attack with this till next turn. We can turn this into a 4/4. Is that more beneficial? It is. All right. Then let's get in there. This is the hard way to have to beat those decks. Submit 0. But we should be okay here. Because Star Cage... Oh, well, that doesn't get rid of nearly enough. Yeah. I was about to say Star Cage still leaves behind a creature land that we'd be able to activate, plus the ooze. So that still would have been probably enough, because they would have had just one blocker. So yeah. Huh. Interesting. Ugh. Jeez. Dang it. I'm going to keep this, but this is definitely one you should throw back. I do not recommend keeping these hands. I mean, playing Llanowar into nothing for 2 turns is pretty tough. But we'll see. We have a lot of things for 2 mana and 3 mana, which is the only reason I kept it. Well, we didn't find anything anyway, so none of it matters. Good intentions and all that, just don't get there. Alright. Well, this obviously is going to get countered, because why else would you leave the blue and the white open? Yep. With the Spyglass Siren. Now, that's a surprise. I've seen a few people starting to play this card. It's a little weird. I don't... But it's one of those things that when it works, it's going to be spectacular, you know? Alright, so if we play this, we can turn this into 2, 4, 5. Yep, that works for us. And then play that, and then play this. Alright. This just feels like it takes a lot to make work. But if you're already playing like a control deck or something or whatever anyway, you do have time to trigger that. Granted, I don't know what type of deck the opponent's playing. But Sabsunin's pretty good here. Barring, I guess, like a Shelter or something. Or that. Same difference. Okay, you're not bad, though. You are a more than reasonable replacement. Alright, no attacks. Oh, you know what? If I wasn't attacking, I should have tapped this and just played the vine stalk there. Would have been a whole lot better. All right, we'll attempt to attack. Sure. Hang. You got it. Put that into play for free. And then we'll play this. And play our land. And say go. Alright, so I guess they're just on all defensive stuff here. So this takes 5. Or I could try to Sabsunin, which probably doesn't work, but probably just gets... Oh, did work. Never mind. I was not expecting that to happen. But I can only tap for 4 now. Alright. We also have several things with reach here, which is kind of convenient. Yep. Free land. Sure. You get all the duders you want. Yeah, I'm okay with that. I will trade 3 for 1. That feels awesome. Like, I am great with that exchange. Love to see it. I will say it's cool that these legends of these avatars have been getting played. It's in quite a few of them. Another Predator Ooze. Ooh, and Ouroboros. That should get the job done here. Pay the 3. Get rid of that. Activate this? Actually, no. We won't. We will just do this and attack. Alright. Cool. Good one. Oh, man. So here's what I'm going to say about this. While the deck was fun and it was entertaining, because I enjoyed it, I think the reality is you could just do more without Kotis in the list. Truthfully. Like, don't get me wrong, every time I showed up, opponents were afraid of it. They ended up not being able to attack into it or whatever. But you rarely get to hit with it, and when you do, you're kind of already winning because your opponent just doesn't have anything. So it's kind of a little bit of a feel bad sometimes. And we've tried different lists where you give Kotis Trample, you give it Flying, you give it Menace, and I haven't found anything I really, really like. So what I would like to do is this. If you have a Kotis list that you believe is genuinely playable and good, and not even just that, where Kotis actually matters, there'll be a link in the description. Hop over to the Discord channel, go over there and post it in our standard section, and we'll take a look at them. And maybe I'll do a video of like everybody's good Kotis lists or whatever, but there's got to be something out there for this card, right? Because this is like the 4th time we've tried it, and it's been okay. It's not a bad card. It can help you set up a win, but you're not winning particularly because of Kotis doing the Kotis things. So I don't know. It's a playable list, though, and it's not bad. And if you're worried about going against control decks, then Kotis has more value alongside the Predator, so there is that. Against other creature decks, it kind of just keeps your opponent from attacking with things, which is also fine. So it's more that Kotis is indestructible than the fact that you're getting to play the free cards, except for against control decks. But either way, link will be in the description. I guess over on Moxfield if you want to go download it. But otherwise, it's all I have you for now. We'll see you next time.